That's an honor. I mean, that's great. I will say that God of War to this day is one of my favorite photo modes to work with. I think it's brilliant. Um, I think that th- I have very little complaints with it. It's very a solid photo mode. And what I like about it, and I don't know if there's any technology in the background, but when the character like models are so detailed that you can take those really close up portrait shots. Because personally, I mean, when I started doing a lot of landscape stuff, but I find myself to be a portrait virtual photographer. I like to take pictures of the protagonist, and I like to put them in different poses, look in different directions, have different outfits if possible. And I like taking a nice portrait. When I started doing that with Kratos and and with Spider-Man, it just felt right. And with God of War, it's the game for me whenever I'm struggling to feel creative or I have to take a break from doing virtual photography for whatever reason. That is usually the first game I go back to jump right back in. I mean, you'll find on my
Curious.
Instagram or Twitter, anytime I take a break, it's back to Kratos.
I connect you with both those games, with
Hmm,
Spider-Man and with God of War. I first found you out because of Spider-Man. I was
yeah,
really into Spider-Man in the beginning of my virtual photography career.
sure.
So when I find out found out more virtual photographers back then, it was because of Spider-Man. And you have one shot. I don't know if you know this. Maybe I should have warned you. That is on Pinterest. That
Oh,
is I know it's yours because I saw on your social media, and
sure.
then I found that out on Pinterest. But this it's the Stark suit with the pink leaves. You use the double tone. I'm pretty sure that shot is yours because I saw it again today on your Instagram.
On my Instagram.
And
I need to look
yeah,
now because I'm fascinated. I know that I had um and I know I had the Stark suit one where he's
I think
midair
it's on
and punching.
Central Park. Let me check.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Iron Spider suit. The Stark, everything's pink. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, yes. That's actually very funny. I'm really proud of that shot. Because I put a lot of work into making that work. I was really inspired by infrared photography, which if you look at a lot of that, greens turn pink when you use infrared lenses. So
huh.
there are these great pictures. There's a photographer that I found on Twitter, Noah Alonso. Um, he lives in Seoul, in South Korea, and he takes infrared shots where it's like an anime. All of the trees are pink, and there are these like beautiful blues. And just seeing that, I was like, wow, I wish I could do that in a video game. How can I make that work? So I'll give a tip for anybody who wants to pull off that kind of shot. Um, I use the two-tone filter, the one that makes it more pink and like blue and washed out. And then I just went into Lightroom. I think at the time it was Photoshop, but I just changed the pinks to more pink and saturated them. And then I make the blues look more like a natural blue. So I'm basically just color correcting Spider-Man's suit and making the trees more pink. And that's all I did.
Funny because my most liked Spider Man shot, and I was going to say that before this. I was going to lead into this is because of that photo. I when the
Wow.
Far From Home game came out, I went into Pinterest. I found that shot. I was like, oh wait, I can do something with the upgraded suit
Yeah.
in Central Park. I knew it was the double tone filter,
Mhm.
but that last tip, that was the one that was missing. I didn't
Yeah.
know that you used Lightroom. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I use Lightroom for all my shots. Usually it's not I usually just do slight editing. I don't go into Photoshop and like completely change things or that shot honestly is the most editing I've ever done for a photo, where I change the colors too much. It's mostly because I have a standard PS4. I have a launch PS4 from 2013. Um, and I never upgraded to a Pro because up until very recently, I just had very little money. I was a college student. I worked at Starbucks. So I mean, I still
I know
have my
the feeling.
Starbucks apron here.
I know the feeling. I have
But
the original PS4, and I never wanted to upgrade because I didn't have the money to upgrade until very
exactly.
recently.
And then very recently, now we're going into PS5. I just feel like it's not necessary to get a Pro because I'm just going to get the next one. But what happens with that is obviously the Pro has better resolution. Some of the games look better just naturally on the PS4 Pro. And because I can't necessarily get that, I try to use my very light editing to try to get the picture to look the way that I want, even if the game system can't do it. So I don't know if I have a particular style per se. I know I'm a portrait guy, but I like
Oh,
photorealism.
you have a style.
Well, I know for Spider-Man specifically, I want it to be like realistic. I want it to look photo real because how cool is that if you could take what real life pictures of Spider-Man, what would that look like? Um, I know some people, I really respect the people who go really bold and colorful. That's a whole like different respect right there. But for me, I try to go more natural looking, more photoreal. Um, so just adjusting the shadows or the highlights or maybe like the clarity or texture on Lightroom, it just gets it to where I'm happy with. Because games look like video games and I want to make it look like it's not even a video game. So,
But that's so cool because something that I find out is that people tend to be disappointed with me when I say that I edit my shots. I
yeah,
don't know, like very recently I had someone comment on one of my Ghost of Tsushima shots on how did you get those reds so red, and I said on Lightroom mobile you can
yeah,
select the reds and just upgrade slide the saturation a little bit and you will
yeah.
get this effect. And I could clearly see that the person was disappointed by the next DM. It was something like, oh, okay, thank you, just that. And I was like real life photographers, you know that real life photographers edit their shots, right? So why can't
Yeah.
I do the same with my virtual photographer?
And editing is such a huge part of a photographer's process. I mean, as I said, my girlfriend does photography and, you know, she a lot of what she does is post editing. And even if you're not doing much, it's something that you enhance the image with. And photographers in real life use it all the time, especially professional ones that do it for a living. It's such an important part. So to think that us, even though it's video game photography, you know, we should still be able to have that process without any sort of like backlash or anything like that. I mean, and also Lightroom Mobile, that's what I use. It's free from what I understand.
Yeah,
I don't have an Adobe account, at least not anymore, and it just works. So there's no barrier.
I pay for mine because I want
Oh,
to yeah, because I want to be able to cloud save my edits
true.
to to the PC to then download and post on Flickr. Like
Ah,
because
okay.
Flickr app, it's not very good. Uh, it's not a
I've
very good
noticed
app.
that. Yeah.
And
I mostly work out of my phone. So, I mean, I have all the photos on my phone. I edit on my phone. I post from my phone. I, I don't really have a computer to work with. I just recently have this like office space, is a laundry closet. And I've transformed it into my work from home situation right now. But, um, you know, a gaming PC is on the way. I'm saving up for that and I have everything decided on what I want. So
oh, gaming
whenever
PC and not PS5 or both?
oh both.
Oh,
I can't leave out the exclusives. I mean, God of War might have been one of my favorite games of all time. I had such a unique experience playing that game. There's no way I'm not going to play a sequel
Okay.
on PS5. Like I'm going to have the PS5, especially for Miles Morales, his game as well. But what I also see, and I found this a lot on Twitter, is PC gamers can play a lot of different games that I wish had a photo mode that I wish I could work with. So, I mean, part of it
The
is I should
day
probably
I get sorry, day I get a PC is the day that I will play Sekiro and photograph like every single corner of that game, and finally do some nice shots of Devil May Cry 5 because that photo mode,
exactly. No, no.
yeah,
And hopefully no text on the bottom either. It's
yeah.
terrible. But man, I don't even get me started about Devil May Cry. I tried so hard to get good shots of that. It's so difficult.
You have one of Dante. You have various, but one of Dante like with the red circle behind
Oh,
it
the
running
dash?
into the camera. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one is really cool. And I was like, I
That
didn't
one I'm actually
know,
proud of.
I didn't know Hoffman played on PC, and I'm just
Nope.
finding out that it's on PS4. That's a nice
I, I
shot.
I thank you. It's one that I actually enjoy because all of the other ones of like there's one other Nero one I like where he's reloading a gun and it's like a neat angle, but they look so crispy and like flaky. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it looks so bad. The Dante one is cool because it has like a natural distortion in the game, and I just cropped out the wording and made it a vertical shot because I don't want the trademark stuff there. It's dumb. Um,
That's something that I found out that Japanese developers have in their games. If
yeah,
they put like a camera mode or a photo mode, it has to have like the trademark in the
yeah.
bottom. Like Kingdom Hearts does that, Dragon Quest does that, Final Fantasy, maybe it's just Square Enix, but like
It
they
may
do
be, I think Monster Hunter as well. I mean, but that's
Monster
Capcom
Hunter.
also, so I think that
Yeah.
that makes sense as well. But yeah, it's just not good. It's just not good.
Because you want to like crop that little part of text right
Yeah,
there,
and
and
then
when you're cropping maybe the shot doesn't end up being as nice as it was in the beginning, but like Kojima didn't put that on Death Stranding, and it's a Japanese
no,
developer.
and that photo mode
Ah,
is great. Even though personally, I don't really, it's not my kind of game. I certainly recognize that it's beautiful and takes great pictures. So I have much respect for Kojima Productions for actually trying and doing a good job. Um, yeah, so what did we're talking about PC gaming. Yes. Um, for me, Devil May Cry is a big one because I love that series and I want to take cool pictures of it. Um, the first Tom Clancy's The Division, I played that so much on PS4. I never got super into like the PvP or anything like that. I just walked around because I thought it was so beautiful, and I want to take photos in that as well. And maybe Ghost Recon Wildlands again because the PC version does it way more justice than the PS4. I have all these lists of games in my head that if only I had a PC, I would take
yeah,
shots of that. Yeah, and I'm a big Souls guy. I'd probably go back to 3 because I like that art style so much. Um, I don't know if I'll play Sekiro just because I know how I get when I play a Souls game, and I don't know if now that I live with my girlfriend if that's a good idea because I think it'll change her image of me.
funny. I I play less Souls games since I moved into with my girlfriend. That's
It will
and
affect
you're
your
into something.
relationship.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
those games are really good. I mean, Sekiro, I mean, once you get a PC, my man, as soon as I see those Sekiro shots, I know that it was all worth it. But yeah,
I like there are so many PC photographers that shared Sekiro back then, and I was so jealous.
yeah,
Like so jealous. I really want to like. I don't think it's the best Souls-like game, but it's the
yeah,
most good looking and the most beautiful. At
yeah.
least,
I
like,
mean, the art direction is just fantastic.
yeah, it got me to think. Like when I played Ghost of Tsushima, got me to think, what could have been done if Sekiro had a photo mode. Like
Yeah.
Ghost has a really cool photo mode, not the best photo mode, but like you can get really creative in that photo mode. And I wish like just it's just wishful thinking, but like there is a big patch coming into Sekiro on October. They will add a lot of things, and fingers crossed with a photo mode, because I don't have the money for a PC right now. It's either
That
PlayStation or PC, and PlayStation is always first.
that would be great. I feel like with From Software, they really like having their games be challenging, and they might be like, well, with a photo mode, you can pause time and it's not as hard. But if they did it on like a new playthrough, like if they saw that you completed the game or what have you, and you can do it on a new game plus or something, that would be really cool. Because then you already played the
Or
game.
in real Souls-like fashion, you can't stop.
You can't. That would be horrifying.
You
You'd have
can't
to
stop.
only take photos of Sekiro himself in no combat area whatsoever.
Like, but I do you know Neo?
I'm familiar with the game. I haven't played it, but I'm familiar with it.
Neo 2 has a photo mode, and I only bought the game for the photo mode.
Mm.
And that photo mode is really cool, and it lets you like skip frames.
Oh,
So
cool.
basically you can move like a frame per second. Like,
Hmm.
okay, I
I
don't
think
like
Doom
this position.
does that as well.
Dome that does that. But if something hits you, it breaks the photo mode and you are back again into the game. And
Oh, okay.
that's a way that I think it's really cool to implement. And that photo mode is really cool because it lets you like place three light bulbs around you
Oh,
and
you can
play
change the light
with,
sources? That's cool.
yeah, and play with RGB. So you can put one light red, one light blue, one green, various shades of red.
Wow.
That photo mode is really, really cool. But
That
not
sounds
many
really
people
cool.
played Neo.
I'll have to look into the photo mode. I still think I'm still on a budget most times. I'm doing better than I was before, but um, getting games at full price, I have to really really want it. And with that, if I found a good deal on it, maybe I'll be interested.